Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing a lace frontal install. The first thing I'm going to be doing is applying this cap to my client's head. This is going to be a bald cap method. Of course, I'm going to be using the Got2b Glued, the black bottle, and it's just a clear consistency. And I'm going to place that around where her edges are. And I'm going to cut a hole where the ear tabs are so that they lay flat doing the install. After that, I used the Erica J Hold Me Down adhesive around her ear tabs so that they won't move or lift up during the install or even after the install. You want a super flat install, and I'm going to put her underneath the dryer. And after that, I use a foundation to match her skin tone so that the install looks more realistic. I am sewing down the first braid on both sides of her ears so the cap does not lift. Within about 2-3 days, the cap should be able to stay on and stay in place. This is just an option. This is what she requested to do, so I did it for her. And then I'm gonna cut the access thread and tie a knot as well. Now I'm gonna cut any excess leftover cap that we're not gonna use, because we want this install to look super realistic, super natural. So I'm gonna cut any excess cap out of the way, make sure that they blend smoothly within her skin tone and they match perfectly. As you guys can see, I'm taking my time to do this. I'm not rushing, because if you rush, you're just gonna miss a section and you don't want that to happen. So just take your time and cut neatly as possible to the hairline and make sure that there's no cap that's lifting. And I'm gonna go back in and just put her wig on and just see if it fits, if the areas where I cut the cap, if it matches along with her hairline on the wig. Now I'm going back in and applying her foundation just to make sure that there's no ashy tones on the wig cap and everything blends smoothly. So here's the inside of the wig. I just want to show you guys. She did purchase this wig off of Amazon, and I'm gonna put the wig back on. And again, I'm gonna make sure that the lines on the wig on the hairline matches perfectly with the cap that's underneath. Now I'm going to be using a second product from Erica J, which is their Skin Guard spray. This is going to be able to help with any oils, with the lace lifting. It's going to be able to protect your skin from anything that is like harmful. If you have sensitive skin, the products in here are all clean, and it's going to be very beneficial for your lace to not lift. Going in and just cutting the excess lace off, I'm trying to get really close to the hairline as possible as I can. These shears, I got it off of Amazon, and it just literally cuts in a zigzag motion where you don't have to do too much to get that perfect hairline look. I'm going to cut the excess cap around her ear tab so they lay flat. So here what I'm doing is I am cutting that excess lace along with the way how I cut the cap so they match perfectly together. Like, you want it to be very symmetrical on both sides. Like, I feel like sometimes some people will cut the cap a very different way from the way how the wig is actually made and shaped, and it looks weird. So I want to make sure that the cap and the wig aligns with each other. I'm applying some foundation in the beginning of her lace just to make it melt more easily, and also it's just gonna make it look natural. Then after that, I'm going to be able to trace the outline of the wig, and this is going to be able to help me where the wig placement will be. So once I apply the glue, which is from Erica J, I'm going to apply that glue twice. So I'm going to do 2 coats of the glue. So this is their first coat that I'm going to be doing, and I'm just making sure that that glue is like super thin on her forehead, okay? Like, I don't want it to be like so much extra glue where it doesn't dry evenly. So just make sure that the glue is just very, very thin, and you spread it out. Now this is the second coat that I'm going to be using as well, and I'm going to make sure that the glue is just super thin again. If you look closely, I am not going after that dotted line. I am staying behind the dotted line. It just makes sure that when I apply the lace, everything matches up evenly, and the dotted line is just a way for me to measure where I am going to place the lace after. As you guys can see, I am going behind the dotted line of the lace placement. It gives me a very easy access to where I would be able to lay the lace. Here I'm just using the comb to press the wig into the glue and just make sure that it's secured. I noticed that I missed some areas. I apply the glue, and also I let it dry and laid the lace down to her forehead, and basically this is going to be able to help melt the lace. This is actually an extra step to make sure that the beginning of the lace lays down flat and it doesn't lift up within a couple of days. Actually just melting the lace with the comb, like pushing it in and just blending it into the skin, helps, you know, melt the lace to be able to look natural and more realistic. So I'm going to be using the Chi. This is their freeze spray, their holding spray, and this is going to be able to also melt that lace to not be ashy on her forehead. And lastly, I'm going to be able to add the elastic band. I actually got this elastic band from a fabric store in the Bronx, and I'm gonna just put that on her forehead. Just let that wig melt, let the lace melt, and I'm gonna tie that. I'm not gonna tie it super tight, just, you know, enough for her to be able to melt nicely and look realistic. And I put her under the dryer. I did her makeup because it was her birthday, and also she was going to a wedding. I went ahead and curled the wig off camera, and I did a little bit of baby hairs just to, you know, do a little shebangs, you know, just making her look good, you know, because she looks beautiful. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next tutorial. I love you guys. Stay blessed, be positive, and you guys are beautiful. Bye, loves.